Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here with another Warno ranked game for you today, and we're again going to be playing as the 7th Panzer Division versus Z2, playing as the 82nd Airborne Division. Z2, very solid opponent at the time of this game, ranked number 17 on the ladder. So basically, I'm going to be trying to buy a lot of Strelas all across my line here, as I don't know if I'm going to get helicopter rushed. I expect to see some Apaches or Cobras. So basically, we want to make sure all our infantry is protected and that our line basically holds somewhat securely. And as we were just talking about, you see several helicopters on the way. They end up just being Chinooks, but this is a problem as I don't really have any mainline infantry to really push these guys back. So special off clear here, gonna be kind of caught out by the AGL and the infantry, gonna be forced to pull those guys back. These special off clear engaging the airborne, not really gonna be able to take those out. So he gets 3 squads of air rifles in my lines here. We do at least take out one of the returning Chinooks, but unfortunately, don't really have the infantry to deal with that. So we do have to be careful with our T-72M here, our HE bomber, trying to destroy one of these squads of airborne. Unfortunately, doesn't do the job. At least able to make it out there, as our tank is going to be pulled back. Not going to let the arrow rifles take that out. I am a bit sloppy with my micro here on the supply, though, as I allow that to be captured. And now we can just kind of use that to heal his infantry. So that was very sloppy of me. Do at least capture all 3 of my zones, though, as it looks like he went for a non-CV start. So that does put us at a +7. Does give us a lot of points here to work with, as I'm trying to pull back these special off player, keep them alive. The heavy hog there, though, going to be able to catch those guys out. Our 2 squads of Strela, though, somehow get 2 hits in a row, able to take out that heavy hog. And, well, we want to play to our strength, which is going to be in the open against the 82nd. So we're just going to keep these kind of vehicles at bay. We're also protecting our rear line with the Pioneer and the Matschutzen that are going to move up and capture these buildings. On this left-hand side of the middle, grenade launcher going to be trying to stun down these airborne as they're approaching. Unfortunately for me, though, he already has 2 M1 IPs and a grenade launcher of his own. So these won't last long. But I do see his tanks kind of clustered up, so I buy a cluster just because these are extremely close to one another. So maybe if I hit the one, I can either damage or somehow take out the other one. So the cluster gonna come in, and well, gonna get a very nice drop there. Sorry for that camera work, but we end up actually taking out both M1 IPs, and well, our cluster actually makes it out as well. Eagle gonna be trying to come in for that, but I do have a cube up. Cube, though, not really going to be able to find the hit that it needs. And Eagle going to make it out unfazed. But by this point, we don't really have a front line. We spent 2 important ticks on planes. But thankfully, I did order up some infantry. One for this building to make sure he doesn't get through here. The other 3 squads to help kind of clear out this side, as it looks like our time on the uptick is now over. So 725-point lead. That gives me plenty of time to work with before he can get the lead again, of trying to just retake the zone slowly. So I'm going to get a little aggressive here. Just try and move back up my T-55 in the zone, as I know I have the Strela here. I should be able to spot anything around this general area. So just going to see how long I can keep this guy in there. And I also see the grenade launcher firing upon my flamers. So going to move those guys out of the line of sight, and then move them across to the building to try and retake that, as I want to try and sneak in a CV somewhere on this side once I clear it with my infantry. So unfortunately, he does spot these Pioneer Flamers again. Grenade launcher, get some rounds on, and that's going to end up routing my flame guys there. So nothing I can do about that for the moment. Reinforcement wise, bring up some more infantry uh, for this area to really help kind of take back the ground there. Bringing up a heavy tank for the middle. And we got another heavy tank as well as just some more Machutsen and then a Conqueror's unit to hold this open ground in case he wants to push across there. So double Machutsen, gonna be trying to take out the arrow rifles. I'm clearing this area with this Machutsen to make sure he doesn't have an arrow rifles sneaking around here. That'll hit my heavy tank if I try and push it up. We at least take out the grenade launcher unit there with the BMP-1. And something fired at my T-55. I believe that airborne dragon there. So we're just going to go ahead and pull that guy out, try and move him around to this side as I'm feeling like I'm going to be able to clear this. Going to go ahead and also buy up another T-72M here, as well as some more AA in case he decides to bring out some helicopters. Going to move this Machutsen back so that we can reply that later. This Machutsen going to be able to take out this MTLB that I graciously gave him earlier in the game. And now we're going to tag team the next arrow rifles. You can also see I'm keeping my infantry in range of the BMP, so they get this nice little IFB trait, which makes them take less suppression in combat. So with that, should be able to easily take out this next squad of arrow rifles. Also get my command back in the zone, so we still have around a 600-point lead. Flames finally unroute themselves. Going to be able to get in this building and help clear out any remaining infantry in this area. We see a plane coming directly for our CV, so going to try and pull that back out of the way. Thankfully, the missile there does miss, but not able to take out the F-16C there. So going to move back in my tank now, as I know something has this spotted, so I do have to be a little careful, but we're going to go ahead and start clearing out all this infantry that was in this area. I did push up my Machutsen, but we were engaged by some airborne, so gonna decide to use this HE bomber to kind of clear that out so I can just easily get a foothold there. I'm thinking this is maybe close enough to where if my bomber routes off to the left, it'll be able to survive as well. TOW 2 in the middle, gonna be a bit annoying there. Gonna destroy my BMP-1. Gonna be forced to pull back this T-72M1 to repair as well. So bomber coming in to save this Machutsen, take out the airborne. I do take it out. Unfortunately, it routes right over the middle, and well, you can see all the stingers there, able to take that out. So not really worth it. We at least know this area should be clear now, though. And in the middle, moving across all these Machutsen, supporting them with the BMP-1s just behind the hill. That way they're in range of the IFV trait. Helps them take less suppression. We can do more damage that way. Also going to be moving up this T-72M1, help deal with this grenade launcher and the airborne dragon there. As you can see, my Machutsen doing a great job. Going to slowly move up some BMP-1s now that we're doing a lot of stress damage here, as that'll really help with these engagements. Moving my CV to a little bit better of a position where it can be hidden out of line of sight of recon that he presumably has here. Helicopter showing up to also help with this engagement, as we're just overwhelming him now with all our armor and infantry. My 24D also going to be able to get rockets on target there. Take out those airborne dragon. We see another plane coming in. Gonna pull back my tank. AT does miss. Flies right over my Strellis. We at least tag him with one hit. But now we have control of this area again, which is awesome. Buying some more AA. Moving up a T-72M on this side so that he can't really push easily here. We see the TOW 2 going to be able to basically tag this BMP-1 shortly. And we're just trying to move out of his artillery now. So trying to move up this Mi-24 to take out this tow. As 2 Strelas end up missing there. Another Strela ends up missing. But my Mi-24D going to lose visual on that tow. And, well, finally gets hit. So we're going to decide to go ahead and pull that back as we're being a little too aggressive there with all the stingers that are firing upon us. So going to land that guy to resupply off our supply vehicle there. See the tow, so going to smoke and pull back as we don't have good enough force here or recon up to be able to really take these engagements. I am going to move up my infantry just a bit, see what else I can spot here in case he has infantry there. Sure enough, he does. Going to move around this other Mi-24D to help get some rockets on this. So going to pull this back until our helicopter gets here. Then once our helicopter arrives, we're going to push him back up. Unfortunately, I already moved up this T-72M. I meant to pull that back so that we don't get fired upon by a tow or a dragon. So thankfully realized that just in time. And now the helicopter's close enough to where we're going to re-engage, move up this T-72M, try and take out the recon vehicle there. Do get the hit. Now we can help with this engagement as our Mi-24D finally gets in the line of sight it needs. It's going to be able to fire off a lot of rockets against the airborne. As it does actually end up destroying the building there, which is good. So now we can't really use that building anymore. And, well, airborne dragons in the open going to be a nice meal for this Mi-24D. Fortunately, though, doesn't really hit many of the rockets, and only kills 3 guys there with the remaining 14 rockets or so. So I still have another one that's recently been resupplied, so we're going to substitute him out, get this one back to the landing zone here, get him some more rockets as a special off clear, now moving to the middle to help spot whatever he has here or in here. That way I can move up these tanks and start engaging. Left-hand side, still haven't seen any action, just keeping a very defensive front here. And, well, I also ordered up some more infantry to sit here to protect this rear line where my AA is at. So I see the TOW 2 with my recon now, so just going to move up this T-72M, try and finish that off. As we do get the kill there. And we're moving around some supplies to help heal up this flamer squad. Moving back our tank as well. As we finally spot his recon that's been harassing and spotting these units all game. So Mi-24D going to be able to at least get them out of the building. Special off clear going to be firing their sniper rifle to try and finish those guys off. And the tank going to be able to catch them out in the open as I'm also moving up the other tank now. As I have the recon I want in the middle. We just took out his recon, so now you see kind of starting an attack now, as I feel like I've kind of had an advantage. So stingers in the open, going to be easy pickings for these T-72Ms. Eagle coming in for my helicopter there is going to be able to do a lot of damage. Does take a nice hit from a Book, or a Coob, I mean, but not able to finish that off. Using these BMP-1s as bait for his TOW 2s. His other F-16 comes in, finishes off my helicopter there, at least goes down for the count. And I end up losing 1 tank to a TOW 2 here. Have to smoke off the other one, pull that back, as I can't really take that engagement with just 1 tank. So knowing that I can't really push across the open, I'm trying to just move a lot of units along this right-hand flank to basically get into this tree line. Then I can push across this way. As we know, CV is somewhere over here. But while this is happening, my back zone gets decapped. So that means he obviously has something in here. So gonna order up some Mi-2s, try and spot whatever's here. Also, I have the helicopter here, so gonna be trying to look for wherever that CV entered my zone. But at the same time, I'm not stopping my attack here, keeping these T-72Ms engaging the M1 IPs, and we're starting to chip away at this one's HP. As we get another great hit there. And we see, well, here's the CV that was coming for my other back zone, but thankfully the T-55 put it in a great spot there to really cut that out. And I was moving across this Mi-24D to make sure there's nothing else here. So that way this other command tank can get in the zone safely. So sweeping over with recon as well, making sure there's no infantry in the town, which there is not. So he's going to be at a +4 for a little while until this CV can get back in the zone. So it is ticking up quite fast for him. But at the same time, we're rapidly gaining ground across the middle of the map here. As our tank's going to be able to open up on these TOW2s. Monschutzen going to be able to get here, take out this other TOW2, and kind of push this Abrams back. As I do buy another HE bomber, I'm deciding to strike this TOW2, as this one's going to be a little bit harder to deal with, as it's pretty far away from me. And I'm going to use this and the cluster at the same time, because you have more survivability in numbers. So I'm going to decide maybe take out his AA with the cluster, take out the TOW2 with the HE bomber. Maybe I can get some type of advantage off that. So cluster going to drop, takes out the Avenger. HE takes out the TOW2. Unfortunately, though, he has the Eagle ready. And, well, that HE bomber isn't going to survive. He does fly the Eagle right over my line, though. And all this AA surely going to be enough to take that out. And it is, just as he's about to get out of range. So now I'm going to decide to get really aggressive with my T-72s, as I did take out his TOW here. I took out his TOW here. He shouldn't really have too many more TOWs to contest me. A-10 rocket coming in for him, but I do have a fair bit of AA up, so I'm going to be moving up my AA with my push as well. Also pushing across the middle here to take these buildings. Keep eyes on for what's going to be firing at my T-72s. As we know, this whole area here is now clear, so I can kind of use that as cover for these tanks. On the left-hand side, we see he has some infantry starting to push me here, but I'm not too concerned with this at the moment, as I want to keep the pressure on in the middle, force all his micro here, because that'll only benefit me. As another Abrams shows up there, ends up getting kind of side-shotted by one of my T-72Ms. Pushing up all my infantry here to keep line of sight on anything that shows up. I also have the recon here, so if he fires a TOW or something, I'll be able to see it. And we can see I'm slowly starting to clear these buildings of all his units. Still pushing across with my tank force to cut him further off. T-72M here, going to be able to take out the Humvee TOW because we had the recon leading the charge there. Do get tagged with another Humvee TOW there, though. So this guy's going to have to pull back for some repairs. Going to move up my infantry recon to help spot for all these tanks in case this UAZ recon goes down. Also pushing ahead with my BMP-1, make sure these buildings are clear. And while seeing the Apache here, gonna have to hurry up and move across the Strela. Also have the other Strela moving up as well. As the Strela gonna be able to see that now. And well, unfortunately, the Monschutzen, before they can get to the building, end up going down. But we do get some nice hits on the Apache there. Other Strela finally going to be able to get in line of sight there, and does end up taking the Apache down. On the left-hand side, he has made some ground in my objective. We see the airborne leader approaching, so he will try and countercap this. However, we have two Mi-24Ds showing up to help deal with this. we're now still at a full advance across the middle of the sector here. I'm pushing everything I have to take control of the middle, as I feel like he's pretty weak here. CV does get in the zone, puts him at a +2 briefly. As moving across the recon here, see if I can spot anything in these buildings, so that then these Mi-24Ds can really open up against his units. As he is buying some Chinooks of the air rifles to help defend his CV here, but the Strellas, especially when they get resupplied, got to be able to hold these guys off, especially any helicopters that try and push in. As our mod shootsmen are getting closer and closer. And my 24Ds still sitting here uncontested, as we do have the infantry coming up that's going to be needed to help push these guys out. I also have the Mi-2 to help protect whatever is in the tree line there. T-72M1 pushing up to get in vision of this Humvee CB, so I can take that out, as now it's in line of sight of that. And well, gonna target that manually. See the A-10 coming in, do get the shot off. Don't have smoke for this guy, so gonna be forced to just sacrifice him for the A-10. Trying to smoke off all my units that I can, since this A-10 is just going through my line, wrecking havoc, but my A eventually does catch him out, as well as my two MiGs there. And, well, Z2 gonna surrender, as we were just about to take out his CV on that left-hand side too. And he was down nearly 2K in the trades there, or over 2,000 in the trades there. But really solid player. Was ranked 17th at the time of that game. Looks like he's gone down just a bit now. But yeah, overall, really clutch with the double M1 IP trade there with the cluster. That really helped me allow him not to advance as far down my line. Other T-72M getting 2 Abrams there. The Coob able to destroy some of his air. But once we kind of took out his IPs and his toes, he didn't really have anything to contest all the armor and BMP 1Ps that we kind of built up. And we could just kind of slowly roll over him. But yeah, with that said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later.